Imagine staring at endless spreadsheets, taking a bunch of screenshots on client calls, and trying to fill out the audit work papers during busy season. That was my reality for a year after graduating college, an IT auditor at a Big Four accounting firm, feeling trapped in public accounting. I didn't do an internship at a Big Four firm before. I networked and applied in my senior year and got a full-time job offer. Since I had an offer from such a large company, I didn't know what else to do and stopped applying to other jobs. Within a couple of months of working at the Big Four firm, I realized I didn't want my career to look like this. I didn't look up to my seniors, managers, and directors. If anything, I wanted to avoid that lifestyle at all costs. It had been only 7 or 8 months since I started working. I wasn't sure if I would be able to find another job, and I wasn't sure if leaving my job so soon would affect my resume in a bad way. But I knew the busy season was coming up and I wasn't gonna go through another one. One thing I craved during my time at Big Four was being creative and the challenge of extracting insights from data, so I chose data analytics for my next career move. I knew this was gonna scratch my creative itch, whether it be building dashboards, presenting to the stakeholders, or even writing queries. I also knew data analytics was gonna offer more opportunities and mobility down the line, depending on what I would do next. It could be data science, data engineering, or even software engineering. However, transitioning careers, especially breaking into tech, is not easy if you have a non-technical background like I did. I knew it would be a lot easier to find another audit job or a position in the accounting field, but I didn't want to be in accounting and took the risk to plan my way out. I wasn't sure if I wanted to attend a bootcamp to break into data analytics. That was probably the safest option and would make learning data analytics and getting a job easier, but it was gonna come with a hefty price tag for something I thought I could learn by myself. So I took the risk and decided on the self-learning route. 3 months later, with newly acquired skills and a portfolio with some projects, I broke into data analytics and landed a job without a bootcamp. This is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It requires dedication, planning, and working on what matters. My background in IT audit helped me just a little bit. My experience in assessing risk, analyzing controls, and documenting processes translated into the fundamentals of data analysis. I possessed a strong analytical mindset, a keen eye for detail, and the ability to communicate with the stakeholders. But the world of data analytics demanded a different skill set. So I made myself a 4-step plan to learn them and to break into the field. First, watch Python and SQL tutorials, then work on personal projects to show during interviews, practice technical interview questions, and lastly, networking and recruiting. I knew I basically needed Excel and SQL for cleaning, wrangling, and simply analyzing the data, and the business intelligence tools like Tableau or Power BI to create visualizations and dashboards. I used Excel almost every day at my Big Four job, so I didn't bother doing Microsoft Excel tutorials. But I needed to learn the language of data, SQL. The structured query language became my go-to tool throughout this process, because I knew almost every single data analytics job required knowing SQL. I started with online tutorials, mostly from YouTube and Udemy, and I progressed to interactive platforms like HackerRank and Codecademy to practice writing queries and to manipulate data. Python, on the other hand, was not required for most data analytics jobs. It was rather nice to have. If I was looking for data science roles instead, that would have been a different story, and I sometimes wish I focused on Python more. While learning SQL, I also took online courses on Python from platforms like Coursera and edX to learn the basics of syntax, data structures, and libraries like pandas and numpy that are essential for data manipulation and analysis. Turning data into visually compelling stories is a crucial skill to have for data analysts. I focused on Tableau as I had a little bit of exposure to it before. So other than learning SQL and Python, I practiced using Tableau to hone my ability to create clear and impactful charts and dashboards. One of the most valuable aspects of my learning journey was working on real-world data analytics projects. I knew learning wasn't enough. To showcase my skills and to convince potential employers, I needed a portfolio, and here's how I went about it. I looked for publicly available datasets on platforms like Kaggle or data.gov. I started with beginner-friendly datasets related to my interests, like YouTube data. I defined a clear question or problem I wanted to answer with the data. This could be anything from what factors influence specific video views to how do different video categories perform on the platform. I cleaned the data, identified patterns, performed analysis, and drew conclusions. Utilize the learned tools and techniques to extract meaningful insights. Employers want to see that you're actually able to use the skills that you said you have. They want to see how you clean the data and your ability to perform basics of data analysis. I did my best to breathe life into my analysis through compelling visualizations using Tableau. Being able to communicate your findings with the stakeholders and non-technical people is probably just as important as performing the analysis. So it's crucial to tell a story with your dashboards, making sure they're clear, concise, and easy to understand. After having about 2-3 projects that I can talk about during the interviews, I started practicing SQL interview questions. Technical interviews are totally different from working on personal projects or even working on the actual tasks at work. When you're working on a project, you're constantly Googling things, but that's not the case for technical interviews. That's why it takes extra effort and practice to get ready for them. I personally use LeetCode and HackerRank to practice interview questions. Even some of the easier questions were challenging me at first, but the more I practiced, the better I got with them. After completing the tutorials and having a couple of projects, it was time to hit the job market. I was already cold applying to jobs, but I knew I wasn't ready yet. I just wanted to analyze the job market, and if I would get an interview, I was gonna treat it like a learning experience. I knew simply having skills was not enough, so to stand out, I actively networked. I leveraged online platforms, specifically LinkedIn, to connect with data analysts, hiring managers, and mostly recruiters. I engaged in conversations, seek professional advice, and asked for referrals as well. I also reached out to my network, people I knew from college, my close friends, and people from my community who were already working in tech. I asked for coffee chats so that I could pick their brains, asked for tips and referrals as well, and I was referred to a handful of companies. I participated in online webinars, meetups, and conferences when possible, which allowed me to learn from industry experts, network with potential employers, and to stay updated on the latest trends in data analytics. Speaking to other professionals helped me when it comes to my resume as well. I made sure I highlighted my relevant skills and experience, emphasizing transferable skills from my audit and my Big Four background. I think I showcased my data analysis projects and quantified the impact I made using specific numbers. For example, increased website traffic by 20% through data-driven marketing recommendations. The job search wasn't easy. There were rejections, moments of doubt, but I pushed through. I actively applied for positions, practiced my interview skills, and utilized the feedback I received to improve my approach. After 3 months of intensive learning, portfolio building, and networking, I was finally able to land a data analyst job. To summarize my journey of becoming a data analyst, here are the key takeaways. The first step involved recognizing the limitations of my current career and defining my desired path. Data analytics appealed to my desire for creativity, challenge, and diverse job opportunities. Mastering in-demand skills is crucial. SQL for data manipulation, Python for advanced analysis, which is mostly optional. I focused on acquiring SQL proficiency through online tutorials and interactive platforms. Having a real-world project to showcase your skills is essential. I recommend using publicly available datasets from Kaggle or data.gov. I framed clear questions, performed data cleaning and analysis, and presented findings through compelling dashboards in Tableau. Technical interviews differ from working on projects. LeetCode and HackerRank are valuable resources for practicing SQL interview questions. Actively connect with data analysts, hiring managers, and recruiters on LinkedIn is crucial. Attending industry events and online meetups further expanded my network and kept me updated on industry trends. I highlighted relevant skills and transferable skills from my previous experience. Quantified the impact of my data analysis projects using numbers to showcase my achievements. So there you have it, my journey of learning data analytics in 3 months and landing a job in the field. I hope my story inspires anyone out there who's thinking about pursuing a career in data analytics. Remember, with dedication, the right plan, and the right resources, anything is possible, so good luck in your journey as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.